Cilla and Rolf, thanks for having you here. You're the writer of the book Die Springflut in German. Can you please tell us a little bit about the story?
It's actually three stories, three separate lines in the book, which finally are involved in each other. Three cases, you could say. One is about capitalism, a big company plundering the third world for mining, and the other line is about homeless people in Stockholm and about abused children. And these cases sooner or later get together.
But the main thing is the woman that gets killed.
Yeah. The whole story starts...
Always about the woman.
Yeah.
It's a cold case.
It's a cold case. It starts with a woman who is buried on a beach on an island outside Gothenburg in Sweden. They dig up a hole and they put her down in the hole. She's alive and she's pregnant, and only her head is up and it's tied. And then they walk away, and slowly the flood comes and drowns her. And that case, that murder, will never get solved. This is 87 when the book starts. So one of our main characters is going to the police school, is a student, and she has a task over the summer to take a cold case and
study a cold case.
Study a cold case over the summer vacation. All the students get that. They have to pick a cold case. And she picks a case where her father was involved as a policeman 20 years ago. And that's the case with the woman on the beach.
Your characters or your stories, is it fiction or do you take it from real life somewhere?
It's fiction, definitely. But we are always influenced by real life.
And one of the characters in the book is directly based on our foreign minister, Carl Bildt. But he has another name in the book.
Does he know about it?
Sorry?
Does he know about it?
I don't think he reads books.
I don't think he reads books. I don't think he can read books. Yeah, I think he knows about it.
When you start writing a story, do you first develop the story or the characters?
The characters, in this case, we had to find out what people we wanted to live with, because we are writing at least 3 novels about them, and so we had to invent the characters first. And we don't have an ordinary police group working at the police station, because we were very tired of working with police groups.
We have written, 26 Beck films for television, and we know they are shown in Germany too. All of them. And we have written series about Arne Dahl too, police groups. So we were very tired of writing about ordinary police station or police group.
So we have Olivia, that's our main character, young girl. She is 24 in the first book. And she's a student at the police academy. And then we have a former policeman, but I don't think, should we reveal who he is?
No, I don't think so. Because
you'll find him in the book, but he's not a policeman anymore. And we have an ordinary policewoman. Like
the Seven Samurais or Ocean's 11, you pick up certain people who can do certain things, you put them together as a group, and finally they solve the case. That's the way we like to create a story.
You were writing scripts for television, and this is your first book, right?
Yes.
And is there a big difference in the work?
It's a big difference, but we also work very much the same way as we do when we write scripts. Since we are 2 persons working, we have to be very structure the story very much. You can't just sit and find out things when you're writing, because he has to know what I think. So we put everything up on a wall from the beginning to the end, as we have been doing with scripts. But it's another thing to write a book than a script, because the script is 90% dialogue. here you have to describe things in another way.
A lot of what happens in the background,
Yes.
you know.
What is similar, you can say, to create the crime story from A to Ö.
In Swedish.
To the end.
Swedish. That's about the same.
You are a couple, so you work together.
Yes.
Is it difficult? What's the experience?
We've been
You
doing
know.
that since we met. So it's our
We met
strength.
through work.
It's our strength, I think. We don't know another way of living, actually.
This kind of work, doing film and books, it helps a lot to be two people. If you have about the same experience, if you trust in each other, so it helps you a lot. It speeds up the working process a lot, being two people, because the other one is the first reader. You have always the first reader just half a meter away, so you can always test things and
If one gets stuck with something, you can always
Take it over.
yeah.
Makes sense. Let's look a little bit into the future. Are you still going to go on and write scripts for television?
We're actually going to write script this book next year, but we want to write more books.
What do you think about the book fair here in Frankfurt? I think it's your
It's-
first time, right?
Yes, it's the first time, and it's huge.
Yeah.
we like it very much.
Yes.
Yeah, because you meet a lot of people, we meet a lot of editors. You know, this book has sold to 25 countries around the world. So we meet a lot of those editors here in Frankfurt. Publishers here. So that's very interesting.
Cilla, Rolf, I say thank you very much and a lot of success for the future.